Welcome to Kids Academy.
Hi and welcome to the Kids Academy chess course. My name is Robert Lazorchak and I'm a certified teacher with international and national chess teaching certifications. I will be your guide as we begin to master this great game. Now let's get to the chess. Hi, it's Coach Rob from Kids Academy, and today we'll be building upon board geography and begin to talk about chess notation. Did you know that every square on the chessboard has a name? Well, it's true, but the names aren't regular names like Sally or Johnny or Michael. The names of the chessboard combine the ranks, which are our rows that go side to side, and they are the files, which are the columns that go up and down. So in order to find the names of the squares, we combine the number of the rank with the letter of the file, and that is the square name. A very simple formula, combining the letter with the number. For example, this square up here at the top left corner would be A8. I know it's A8 because I can look down and see the letter A. I can look across and see the number 8, and I put them together, I have A8. And we always say the letter first. So this square is not called 8A, its name is A8. This square, 2 over, I look down, I see the letter C, I know it starts with the C, it's on the C file, and it's still on rank 8, so that square would be called C8. This one over here is H2. It is the H file and the second rank. This square's name is H2. And it's important that the way we name these squares, so there's only one of each on the board. This is the only H2 you will find on the entire chessboard. What is the name of this square in the middle? So if you look down, you see the letter E, and you look across, you see the number 5. You put them together, and this square's name is E5, one of the most important squares in the game. Can you find the square B3? So look at your letters. Most chessboards will have the letters going across the bottom and numbers along the side. Find the B, and then you can either count up 3 from the white side, or look across and find the number 3 on the edge of the board. B3 is right here. It is a light square. G7. Is G7 light or dark? Find G7 and answer the question. Well, if we look at G7, we see that it is a dark square. Here's G7, the 7th rank, the G file. You put them together and we have G7. Right about now, you're probably asking yourself, why are square names important? Well, square names are the building block for chess language, and chess language is important for a number of reasons. The first one is if you want to study chess on your own and read a book or follow a game on the computer, it's all displayed in algebraic notation using these square names we just learned. So if you want to be able to follow a game or study on your own, you need to be able to see the pieces shorthand, the letters we use for the pieces, which you've already learned, as well as the names of the squares. Practically speaking, one of the best ways to get better at chess is to go to a tournament, record the moves, and then analyze the game afterwards with a coach or a stronger player to look for missed opportunities or mistakes. This is called game analysis, and it's one of the better ways to get better at chess. Additionally, if you play a good game and you're really proud of it, you want to keep it, and you want to show friends and family, it's hard to remember a game that you played a week later, a month later, especially a year later. But if you write your moves down, you will have a written record of the game, and you'll be able to keep it and hold on to it for as long as you like. Finally, an important reason to notate games, to be able to record games, is that it is required at every chess tournament. If you ever want to get the tournament director's attention and make a claim or lodge a report, you need a score sheet. You need a written record of what happened during that game, and writing your moves down is paramount in being able to do that skill. So we need to be able to record our moves for a number of reasons. Later in the video, we will learn about notating special moves. We will learn about more in-depth moves, but right now it's very important for you to practice with the square names. So in conjunction with setting up your board with a light square in the right corner and ranks 1 and 2 facing white and ranks 7 and 8 facing black, start familiarizing yourself with the squares. As you make your moves, you can start calling out square names and get better familiarized with the chessboard. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on new videos. Find links to our apps in the comments below.